Good evening, young sir. How are you?
How are you guys doing?
Good. Welcome. Welcome.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys
Good.
Doing well.
Good.
All right.
Good.
This is going to be a friendly 15-minute interview.
Okay.
Each council member will have a question for you.
Okay.
You'll have 15 minutes, so time discipline on your questions is your responsibility.
Absolutely.
I just ask you to bear that in mind. I want you to be aware that everything we do and say in here is being recorded, and it will be on Bowie Cable TV sometime subsequent to the process concluding. After the questions are completed, if we have some time left on the end, we'll give you an opportunity to tell us a little bit about yourself and to leave us with whatever thought you want to leave us with.
Sounds good. Thank you so
All
much.
right, with that, I'll start the questions with Dr. Trout.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for applying for the vacant position in District 3 for the City Council. My question is, what do you think is the most important issue in Bowie, and how do you plan to make improvements?
Okay, well, thank you for your question, Dr. Trout. You know, as I talk to residents throughout the city, there's a couple things that come up. Traffic is number one. It's a continuing issue that continues to come up. We just heard this Monday night with Woodmore Highlands, you know, concerned with development and traffic. And what we need to do is we need to be effective in working with our county, with our state, and figuring out new ways to address traffic. The second thing is our reliable core services. It's an ongoing thing, and we need to continue to ensure that we have that public awareness. People love living in the city of Bowie, and people love our services. And so we just have to make sure that that's continuously at the forefront of what we're doing. And the third thing that's unique to District 3 is infrastructure. You know, we have a lot of debate, and you guys have been debating this a lot as well, when it comes to our water system, and we have to make sure that we're addressing those needs as well. So those are just a few things that I think that are really important in our city right now.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, Mr. Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And thank you, Mr. Boafo, for coming out this evening
Thank you
and
so much.
applying for this position. My question to you this evening is, it is my opinion that local government is the most important level of government. Explain why you either agree or disagree.
Well, I 100% agree with you, Councilman. You know, I work for federal elected officials, and through my work, I'm able to see how important the municipality is. It's the government that's closest to the people, and this government is the government that brings those core services to people. You know, people want to be in their communities and feel safe, and we do that here in Bowie. So yes, local government, not just local government, but municipality government is the most important government, in my opinion. And you know, luckily we live in a city that is a model, not just in the United States, in Maryland, but also in Prince George's County as well. So yes, I 100% agree with you, Councilman.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mr. Wolfley.
Thanks for coming out this evening, and thanks for offering to volunteer your time here and perhaps serve as a council member. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
To date, how have you chosen to serve the city of Bowie? For example, have you served on city committees, run for office, been on a homeowner association, PTA, or the like? And how will that help you represent your constituents?
Absolutely. So I'm a lifelong resident here in the city of Bowie. And I've done a couple things throughout my 24 years here in the city. The first thing is service projects. You know, I went to DeMatha Catholic High School, and we're really big on service. And you know, we've done a lot of service here in the community with local churches, helping homeless and seniors in this city. The second thing that I've done through my professional work is canvass the city of Bowie and talk to residents about what matters most to them. And going door to door and actually having those unique experiences one-on-one, I think is a unique qualifier. I've got to hear and see different stories about what's going on in our communities, not just in District 3, but throughout the city of Bowie. And the third thing that I do that I love, and I continue to do to this day, is with Bowie State. I'm really active with the campus and the students there. I've been that way since I was in college, and I continue to be. And it's not just about the awareness of the issues, but it's also about getting them civically engaged and making sure that there's action to what they're doing. So I think all those things culminated serve me well. I think that I'll be uniquely qualified in that sense in terms of what our residents want. You know, I know this neighborhood really well. I've lived here my entire life. And then the younger aspect with new students and those people who come from out of state to Bowie State who want to be engaged in local government. I think I have a unique tie there as well.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Mr. Stepp.
Good evening. The Sears location at Bowie Town Center is closing. The owners of the property are planning a mixed-use development on the site. What are your thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, thank you for your question. So I've been speaking to residents about this issue. I went to the stakeholder meeting, and I've been going around the city just trying to develop a sense of what's going on and what's happening. The first thing that we have to do is we have to look at our city housing inventory to figure out what the exact needs are for the city. Without doing that, I haven't done that yet. My guesstimation is this. What we see in the city is we need some level of high quality, active adult senior living facility. What we see happening right across the street from us in Anne Arundel County is a center going up over there. And we need to be proactive in doing that. I can assure you as the representative for District 3, if selected, I'm going to be proactive in this, working with the developers, working with our citizens, and really trying to engage them in the process to make sure we all have a productive outcome on what happens in Sears. But more importantly, through that stakeholder meeting and through talking to people in our district, there's a couple things I heard. The one is traffic, a continuing issue here in our city. And again, I think I've addressed that with working with our county and state. The second thing I've heard is continuity in Bowie Town Center. And I think what we need to do and what I plan to do, if selected for this position, is having ongoing conversation with Washington Prime Group about Bowie Town Center. We heard in the stakeholder meeting that people want those Class A type developments here. People want new retailers here. I think that's a longer conversation, but I hope that answers your question, Councilman.
Thank you. Mr. Marcos.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Your interest in District 3. I have a similar question that deals with development, and it's a two-part.
Okay.
How do you feel about going forward with residential and commercial development in Bowie? And what do you think the relationship between the county and the city of Bowie should be with regards to development?
Sorry, I'm writing down your question. So there's a couple things, I think. So let's talk about the residential piece first. Property values. Everyone is concerned with their property values, and we need to find new and innovative ways of increasing our property values. The second thing is the positive aesthetic of our aging infrastructure and our aging communities. As you drive through Bowie, unlike other communities, unfortunately, you see this vibrant, nice community. And we need to make sure that our code enforcements are still up. We have to make sure we're using highway user funds properly, and I can get into a whole spiel about that, but I'm gonna try to save my time on that as well. But the third thing that I really think that's important for residential that I don't think we're doing right now is we need to be uniquely involved, and this kind of gets to your county and state point, in the NOTS Commission. So NOTS is for the school construction, and it's the new commission that was formed, and it's something that we need to be actively involved in. What we know is that when you have new infrastructure and you have new schools and you have a better booming education system, we're going to be able to increase property values. So that's those three major points that I believe in on the residential area. Now, did you mention commercial?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. On the commercial, it's the same thing, pretty much. Increasing our tax base. Our commercial tax base is going to be critical for us, and finding innovative ways that doesn't harm our residents, but we're able to do that. Focusing on redevelopment of our aging, again, shopping centers, properties, and things like that, similar to the residential piece. And the third, which is uniquely important to me, is retaining current businesses and bringing new businesses in. My mom is a small business owner here in the city of Bowie. She has a dental office in District 2. And I know firsthand what it means to retain a business here in the city. I also would like, as a member of the city council, if selected, to work with Bowie State on their new business incubator and figure out unique ways to bring not just diverse businesses in terms of management, but in terms of the type of businesses we bring here in the city.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, that was the easy part. The hard part, we're going to give you a couple of minutes to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
And whatever message you'd like to leave behind.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. I know 27 interviews is a lot of interviews. So I thank you guys and commend you guys for taking time to do that. And I'll read some prepared remarks I have here. So my name is Adrian Boafo. I'm a lifelong resident here in the city of Bowie. I'm a graduate of DeMatha Catholic High School, the University of Baltimore, and I'm currently wrapping up my final months at American University, pursuing a master's in business administration. When my parents immigrated to this country to capture the promise of the American dream, they wanted to find a community that fit that same promise for them and their children. And they found that here, luckily, in the city of Bowie. From spending summers at Allen Pond, to feeding geese, and playing soccer, to driving down 301 to my first job at Six Flags, to attending season openers at the Bay Sox Stadium, which April 11th, by the way, for anyone who wants to know. I am a proud product of this city, and I'm excited about the opportunity to serve as a member of this body and give back to the city that has given so much to me and my family. So today we have an opportunity to appoint a new representative for District 3. The heart of Bowie is in need of a representative that advocates and communicates effectively with residents and works for them day in and day out. A representative who will be able to spark meaningful dialogue while being a collaborative partner with city colleagues, the city council, and the greater business community. In my professional career, it's been my privilege to serve on the national press team of 2 members of Congress, and currently I have the honor of working for our local Congressman, Steny Hoyer. All of these experiences are why I believe that I have the skills and passion to contribute to this ongoing success of our city. Now, before my time is up here today, I would like to take a moment to thank all of you guys for your leadership. Mr. Mayor, you've worked tirelessly to improve and reshape this city and maintain a strong economic health, including our sustained AAA bond rating. And members of this council, you have served above and beyond and set a high mark of service and sacrifice to this city. And it's my hope to build on that record and add to that vision as a representative from District 3. It is also, may I add, my intention to run for this seat in the November election. So thank you guys. You know, I am, as I said before, a product of this city, and I've loved this city for my entire life. And so I'm glad that I'm here and have the opportunity to give back. So I thank you guys.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Appreciate that.